No,
Yeah, I
No,
think it was my.
no.
Oddly, Chromebooks don't usually freeze. So I don't understand why it froze like that. Actually, that's the first time it's ever frozen on me. Do you guys use Chromebooks at school?
yeah,
Do they ever freeze on you?
I've never had them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
They
they
do.
do?
Good
Um,
to know. Interesting. So now I have my first experience with it. Exciting. Okay. But I think you guys had it spot on with I'm trying to figure out if I need to move my somewhere. Spot
Yep.
on as far as the differences. Infographics are really good for researching a topic, for a different way to do a research paper, very visual, and graphic organizers more to see what they know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both very visual, very nice. Okay. So share the project you did in your classroom. Share one that you've done that's a visual organizer, and then share three visual learning options. Like if you have a topic, a book report, or a, a research paper, three ways you could do that. You could offer to students, say, this is our big idea. This is our essential question. Answer it using one of these three methods. Does
Okay,
that make
I'll
sense?
start. Yep, I'll start.
Yeah.
So one of my projects is science and biographies and science of game changers. It doesn't have to be a specific science. It's technology, engineering, that kind of thing. And so you broke it down to the three different methods or modes of organization. So timeline, my students love Read, Write, Think's timeline. We love it. It's easy to use, and you just keep inserting, and then it goes really nicely into their projects and stuff. So we really like that. But the one you listed, Timeline JS, I love that.
Oh, good.
Love it.
yeah, I use that.
I have never seen it. I love it. I think that what's interesting is is trying to really shift away from the paper project and the trifold boards and those kind of things to make it digital, and how they can do kind of a science fair with either having the iPad or the computers there. But I love that Timeline JS, and I think it would be great. And then they can present, because then it naturally goes into the presentation mode. So I'm really going to try that.
Good.
The mind map, I was telling Debbie, have you heard of Instagrok?
Vaguely. Tell me about it.
It is awesome. So it's free. Of course, there's always a premium version, but the free version is really nice. So basically what you do is you just take a concept that you're researching. You put the person's name in there. You could do biomes or whatever. And it instantly makes this graphic organizer. And it's a concept map. And it's the middle bubble that has your word. And then lots of related topics go with it. And it's already done for you. So it incorporates videos. It incorporates research articles. It incorporates pictures, everything. You can delete those. You can add your own. You can make your own bubbles. You can add your own video. So you would, if you found a great YouTube video, you could just create a new little bubble, put it in, and then you type whatever you want on it. So you can say video of childhood or video of the discovery. And they can also link their Google Doc to it. They can type in the bubble themselves. They can just add text. So that way it just brings in all modes of research into this, but it's done for them. So even the littlest kid we studied, they had to do animal adaptations, and they just brought it in. We linked it to our iPads. They clicked on it, and it was right there for them.
That sounds great.
It's awesome. It's so easy. So I incorporate that as a mind map all the time. And then the infographic, trying to get away from the paper and the collages and the pictures, which we're not always going to do that, and I don't want to always do that, but for this type of thing, especially if we're talking about inventions or discoveries, it's kind of nice to be in, especially because most of them research Steve Jobs or any of those, Bill Gates, and so why not do it digitally? But I like Canva a lot. I don't really use it because a lot of teachers want to print up their stuff, but I like Canva to link now that we have Google Sites and now we have Seesaw and we have these portfolios. Now we can start popping them in and being able to display them. As long as they can present them, I think it's great, and it helps with the printing and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I like that. I was talking to Debbie when you were gone for a little bit, and PictoChart I think is for the older kids. I think maybe my 6th graders, especially the more, for an extension, is good. But Canva I think is a little easier to use just to get that concept through. So those are the things I would use.
TAC's pretty easy too. TACKK.
I know, and I actually started delving in because every single video, every time TAC comes up, you're like, oh, my favorite. And so I was like, I've got to really research TAC. So that's my goal.
Really? Oh, no.
So I'm like, she really likes TAC. I've got to go. And TAC's in a lot of your blog posts, so I'm definitely going to research TAC.
One comment on the...
Okay, I've got to try that one, too.
One comment on the print compared to digital. Another reason I really like going digital is it's an equity issue. You get parents who will buy gorgeous poster board and sparkly print, and they'll do, in California we do missions, they'll buy the prepackaged mission packages for $100 for their kid, and the other kid can't do that. So on Minecraft, you build your mission, right. California mission in Minecraft now. So I find it a really comfortable equity issue. Okay,
I love that.
Go ahead, Debbie. How about you? How would you have a project and then ask the students to pick a visual way of presenting it?
Yes. Yeah, so graph in that digital literacy project is a career research project.
Oh.
And several years ago, part of that project was to create a want ad for the job that included, certain elements that would teach the audience about the job. And we did, they used Publisher. At that time, we were using Publisher. And so a few years ago, we changed and we had them create an infographic about the job, as opposed to just using Publisher or whatnot. So that, and we use PictoChart. We were talking earlier while you were frozen, and I really like PictoChart. I found it one of the easier ones to use. It did have was the collaboration piece. It doesn't have a collaboration piece right now, like Easily or some of the other infographic tools. So that's one way I'm using infographics now, having students create, an infographic about the job that they have, the career that they've researched. And some of them come out really, really very nice.
That's a really good way to do it, with an infographic for the career.
Another way this year we've had them do create a survey about some topic, and using a Google form, taking that data from the survey and putting that into an infographic. So that's another way that we've used infographics this year. Yeah. So and that one, it's okay. It's hard when they're putting charts and stuff in there for them to use them. I know we're going to talk about charts and whatnot later on. Get them use them appropriately, or the appropriate, decipher what they're saying. And they should be able to decipher it correctly. Sometimes that's not always the case.
True.
True. Timeline.js, we've used that tool. I love Timeline.js. We used to do a timeline project in Excel, which worked great. They'd put in the dates and whatnot, and use text boxes and images and some of the drawing tools to connect. And this is going back many years, and we'd actually print them. We'd have to have them place the page breaks in a specific place and whatnot, so they printed, because they would print a couple of pages, and we'd hang them up. But so we've evolved over the years, and I love Timeline.js, and it's a little to the Google Sheet and whatnot, and getting the links and all that. But I love the way it presents, and how the students can present them to the class when they're, when they're done, as opposed to hanging them. It's just a really nice, sleek, I think.
Good. Because those are
sleek
good
product when it's done.
Those are good for book reports, history certainly, but even book reports and all sorts of different topics you could use timelines for. So.
Absolutely, and what we've done, again, because we're evolving, and it used to be a technology timeline, and now we really let them choose the topic that they want to learn about, timeline about that, go back, do some research. So it's a great way to demonstrate, any research, A
little bit of genius hour in there. Good.
And mind map. Another, and really, in that digital literacy, we do, learning tools so they can, when they are going to another class, and they just say, you need to research this, and you can present it however you want. They have lots of tools.
Good.
That they can refer to. Classes, kind of, so.
Yeah, by middle school, high school, hopefully they've got a good toolkit full of tools that they've used in the past. So you don't have to do so much teaching them what it is, or at least they know how to learn a tool. So you're not teaching them, you're just saying timeline tool or infographic or collage, whatever options you give them. So it should not take you more time. It should be the little kids, you probably give them 3 tools and that's what they use all year, or 5, or whatever your number is.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so difference between, we talked about that, word clouds like Wordle and Tuxedo. Why are they so popular? What do you think?
I think it's because they're visual.
Yeah, definitely, and the creativity element, that goes into, the final product. I think that for students, they to freely,
Yeah, they're easy to use. I think that kids, and the fun shapes that they have, and they're colorful. But I love it because they have to look up synonyms for words. If they're, if they want it to be nice, you can do it everything from Mother's Day, Why I Love My Mom, to Albert Einstein and all of the great things he does. But then they have to seek out other words to add, I think. So I love it as a teacher. Because they do have to stretch and start making those connections between the words. It's kind of a secret assignment that I like, that they don't know that they're actually working because it's so fun.
Yes.
And there's so many different programs for it, and they're free and easy to use. Even ABC Ya is one of our websites that we use, and it's free, and it's linked to everybody's website, but they have a word cloud thing with different shapes, and so they do it on their own, and they give friends, and but it gets them using it. And I think it's for the little kids. You wouldn't need it. It's abcya.com. So it goes up.
Yeah, ABC.
ABC
Okay.
Ya. Yep, and it's for K to 5.
Yeah.
But the word cloud generator is easy to use, and they love doing it. And then, a lot of them don't even print it out. They use it for their profile picture. They use it for their cover. They use it for different things. So.
Good. I like that. The profile picture, that's clever.
It is, yep. So we talk about, that's the first thing we do is an introduction for the year. We do a book creator about them, and then they have to make a Wordle, or Tuxedo, really, for who they are, what they like to do, and then it's up there, and they use that as their Google profile picture to begin with, and then that's what everybody sees. This is really cool.
And Google Docs has a word cloud generator. It's pretty rudimentary, but it uses the important parts of a word cloud, so kids see the bigger word. It's used more often. It's a great way to analyze something, to find out what's the main topic. For them, a last glance at something they wrote and see, did I say I all the time, or did I get my message?
Really big. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I like those. Okay, pros and cons.
You guys, and I can't remember, Jackie, if it was this class or another class, sort of answer garden.
Answer garden.
It's a tool. It's sort of a brainstorming tool, and you can have, you know, you might want to brainstorm a topic, get ideas, you know, what a topic, and you can have, students can type in words, and it forms a word cloud. Later on in the class, we're going to be talking about tickets and whatnot. You could use it as an starter for
Answer garden. Okay. I've heard of that.
Whatnot, and it actually creates. I don't know if you guys have used that, but that's a cool tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Answer garden. Okay.
Answer garden, yeah. And you can
Yeah. Okay, pros and cons of tables and charts.
All right.
I have my pet peeves.
Yeah, so tables. Yeah, I think tables, the programming information, it's great for organizing the data. However, if you have lots of data, it can be very difficult, I think, to sift through it and rows in a table, as opposed to visually analyzing the data in a chart or graph. I guess that would be my pros and cons for Idra.
Do you use both?
Yeah, I think, well, if you just use a table or chart, numbers don't speak for themselves. So, of course, you have to add, I feel like that. I did some research on this because I actually really like data. I love reading charts and tables. I think it's so much easier than just deciphering it. And I actually, so we have, now we're doing PARC testing, or now MCAS 2.0, I don't even know, but our standardized testing for the science for MCAS, that's our standardized science. It's all charts and graphs, and then you have to read it and interpret it. So I'm really savvy with helping children read and interpret graphs, but it can be skewed. It can be skewed, well, all the political stuff that you're seeing now. I mean, it's the same thing, but this side says this and this side says this.
Yeah.
So with data, it's the same thing. It's skewing it or taking it and misinterpreting it. I think that that's some of the cons. But when I researched pie charts, because I love pie charts, I love seeing the visual, I love, I actually just met with my principal with some pie charts because we did a survey on Google Forms on what's important for professional development, like what, and so we gave them some choices. The pie chart was perfect. We see exactly what they want, and the principal saw it. I didn't have to explain anything. There it is. So I like it. So, but I was reading about the cons on. I was reading about pie charts, and they were saying that it's good to see the whole, and it's okay if it's 2 or 3 categories, but beyond that, it's hard. It says if there's more than 2 or 3 categories, it's hard to identify the proportions correctly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting because I just see a pie chart. I'm like, yay, great, but I guess that's true, and we had a lot to see. But I always say, see the bigger piece. That's what we need to focus on.
You're
so I
right.
think in general, but when you're, I like the tables and charts. And numbers mean something when they relate to one another. So it's kind of nice to see it in comparison where a lot of students can't say that in words. They can't compare and contrast in words, but just show a visual they can.
Right. I love the fact that pie charts deliver bar graphs and scatter diagrams, all that stuff. They deliver the message very quickly, very visually. It's easy to tell what's being communicated. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, though, it is telling you what they want you to conclude.
True.
You can't look at a pie chart and see that huge pie and say, okay, I'm going to ignore that.
Yes, right.
Kind of, you're going right for that. So whereas the table, you have to spend more time with it, drawing conclusions. And on the con side of that, you might miss the big picture because you're looking at the raw data much more. But when you talk to real data people, they don't like charts.
Right.
Because it tells you what to think. Because
True.
it's drawn the conclusions, it tells you what to think.
Yeah.
So it's not saying you never use them, because they're very valuable in education. They have a lot of great purposes. But I tend to warn kids, especially as they get older, that this is drawing conclusions for you. So go back and look at the data, see what you think, just to get them thinking that way.
Yeah. It's funny. Besides the standardized testing and interpreting tables and graphs, that's the thing I teach the least. That's the thing I use the least. And with Google Forms, it gives you the charts and data. And with in Forms, you could do a formative assessment and email the grades to them, and it gives them a pie chart. But we don't have email for the kids. So we get the data, but they don't. And I was thinking about it. We had 3 questions, and a kid who got 2 out of 3 right, okay, they're good. They're getting it, you know. If you look at percentages at 66%, it's an F. So
Yeah.
for the kids, they're like, what? Because they just see that big, oh, I missed a bunch, but you only missed 1 out of 3, and so
Very good point.
very difficult, you know. So I
Is
don't ever
that with the new Google Forms that has the quiz option? Does that not send? I've played with it. I haven't, because it's so new. There's a quiz option in Google Forms now. Does that? I wonder if that will send the chart with the grade now that's
right. I don't know. I haven't played with the new one yet.
I don't know if it's in the chart.
Easier.
Yes, yeah. Google Forms now can make it a quiz, and so you can answer incorrect, multiple choice. You can indicate a correct answer, the result, or they see the immediate results. There are several different choices. So maybe that might give them that visual.
Yeah. What I like about the new one is that there's a way. It's a button that when you click to make the form, this is new because of the quiz, is it can take them another way. If they get it right, then they go this way and answer this question. If they get it wrong, then it takes them, and you can pop a video in there to reinforce the term or an explanation. Then it takes them right back to that question. I love that option.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Good addition. Google's very clever.
Oh, I know.
Hard to imagine going somewhere else.
Right, I know.
Okay, so I think that's it. Any other questions you want to discuss?
No, I
think you guys are doing great. I like your work. I like your examples. I'm learning a lot from seeing what you're doing and how you're handling things.
Great.
So like I said, I think last week, we're going to skip the Twitter chats because we're just too small a group, and we'll just keep going. Yeah. This time, 9 a.m. on Saturdays for our next 3 Google Hangouts, our next 3 virtual meetings. Does that still work for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
That works for me. We're fine.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk later.
All right. Thank you.